Hi, for Gabby?
Yeah, the good stuff. Okay, thank you. Few more. Gimme. Come on. Gimme. Come on.
Right.
Come on.
I think that's everything. All right, have a good one.
Clyde.
What's up?
What about my special request?
Let me see. It just says yeah.
Yeah, I'm requesting a special request. You're one of those funny guys, right? Like a comedy special? I need you to do a special.
Wait, okay, but I have, there's other people's food. I have, 4 other people waiting on their order.
Oh, I have 4 other people waiting on my... Look, I have 40 people in there right now waiting for a comedy special. Can't you hear them? They're yelling for you. Get in here. Listen to them. They're screaming for you. They want a comedy special so bad. Special. So just give me this too.
Okay. All right.
Go.
It's good to be here in Williamsburg. You guys seem cool. You guys have tattoos. I like that. Do you like the tattoo parlor experience? Isn't it kind of weird? Doesn't it kind of feel like getting surgery in a dive bar? You know? Because it's like everything is sanitized, everyone's a professional, but there's still a sticker on the wall that says, fuck your mom. And the surgeon's friend is still just sitting on a beanbag chair in the corner of the room. Just chilling there like, what's up? My name is Bullet. I used to work here, but then I got fired for stealing, but now it's cool. Like, all right, good shit, Bullet. Glad you turned it around. We're all proud of you. I don't know, I like tattoos. I like facial piercings. I have one myself. I think septum rings look cool, but sometimes, do you guys ever see a septum ring that's so big that you're like, oh, I think I understand what old people see when they see any septum ring. You know? And again, I have this guy, so I don't have any place to talk, but some of them are so massive that it just turns me into a boomer dad. I'm just like, what, do I get a knock on it if I want to talk to you? It does that to me. I probably gonna go to a bar after this. I love bars. Don't you guys just love the concept of a bar? Isn't it the best? It's the only place you can get kicked out of for buying too much of the only thing that they sell. The one product. If you have too many, they make you leave. Like you'll never get kicked out of a Honda dealership for buying too many Hondas. You know what I mean? Just going crazy with it, like Civics for everybody. Let's go. You know, but drunk people are different. I like that. I like bars that are just a normal bar. None of this, have you guys been to one of these axe throwing bars? I went to one the other day, $40 per person per hour to throw an axe they wanted. I was like, that's not how much it costs to throw an axe. It just isn't. Axes are like $12 at Home Depot, so it costs $12 and then you go to the parking lot, right? Don't ever let someone tell you it costs more to throw something than the thing itself costs. They're lying to you. Hey, it's $1,000 to toss this printer around. No, it's not. Office Max, parking lot. Boom. Easy. So easy. Do you guys think if umbrellas didn't exist and somebody pitched to you the concept of an umbrella, don't you think you'd be like, hey man, that's a really dumb idea. Don't tell anyone that. That's really stupid. A little piece of roof on a stick? That's your idea? Don't tell anyone that. Listen, man, if I bring you to that party tonight, don't start walking up to people talking about your roof on a stick company, okay? Please, just be normal. Reflect poorly on both of us if you do that. I have some neck and back and shoulder problems, and to deal with it, I go to I'm just complaining too. No. To deal with it, I go to a chiropractor sometimes. Does anyone hate chiropractors? Well, any chiropractors in here first before we get feelings hurt? I don't want feelings to be hurt. No chiropractor. Does anyone hate chiropractors? People hate them. Can you shout out why? Scam? That's what everyone says. They're like, John, it's bullshit. It's pseudoscience. It's fake. And I'm like, okay, but it feels good to get crunched. Also, what do you mean it's fake? He's really doing that shit to me. That's like when people say porn isn't real. It's like, dude, I've seen it. It also just bugs me when people tell me not to go to the chiropractor because it's like, is that how you approach everything in life that feels good? Someone offers to go down on you and you're like, are there any peer-reviewed studies that prove this to be effective? Yeah, dude, it's called busting. Ever heard of it? It's pretty famous. A lot of people know about it. I'm trying to be on my phone less, which is, it's tough because, like, we all know that social media is toxic and bad for our brains, but it's just so baked into our lives, you know? Especially if you're in entertainment, we all know someone who's had a major career success because of social media. So how do you reckon that with the fact that it's bad for you? Like, imagine if you had a friend that huffed so much keyboard duster, he got to go on America's Got Talent, you know? I don't know what point I was trying to make, actually. That guy would be sick. That sounds awesome. That would be a really cool guy. No, I don't know. I'm just trying to read this year. I mean, I know how to read, but I'm just trying to get myself to read more. I was at the library trying to find something that would interest me. There's so many distractions there, though. People are, like, I was looking for something, and there was a guy at one of the tables, and he had his big laptop out and his big headphones on, but they weren't plugged in. He thought they were, but they weren't. And he started to watch videos. Adult videos. An ad started to play, that was like, hot MILFs in your area want you now. And everyone was like looking at each other uncomfortable. The librarian started to walk over. But I decided to step in and say something. So I walked up to him and was like, hey man, just so you know, that shit's a scam, okay? There's no MILFs. How would they even know who you are? I don't know. I try to find books that, like, interest me, you know, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes I'll just, like, read books I find on the street. You guys reading street books in here? And to be clear, I'm not talking about a little free library either, okay? I'm talking about the ones you trip over. I'm talking about the ones on the ground. Why is every book you find on the ground called, like, The Apprentice's Wife's Promise? It always is. Every time. I think it's a special category of book. Like, you know how some movies are straight to streaming? Some books are straight to the ground. I'm sure of it. The dude finished writing it and was like, all right, let's get it here. Got people reading this. I've read books that are so bad that I'm like, I don't even want to return this to the ground. Where else can I put this? I want to burn it, but you can't burn books because Nazis used to do that, so I guess you can't do anything a Nazi did one time. It's just frustrating because Nazis were burning books for ideological reasons. I would just be doing it because it sucked. You know what I mean? Like, narratively. That'd be funny if there was a Nazi standing over a fire with a book like, there is no third act. The middle part just keeps going until the end. There's no character development. The characters do not learn anything, and therefore we, the reader, do not learn anything. It turns into Arnold by the end. But that's fine. I don't know. I think about Nazi Germany kind of a lot. Do you guys think in Nazi Germany there's anyone who's like 16 or 17 years old and they refuse to join Hitler Youth, right? And then they get older and they tell their kids and their grandkids about it as if they were like on the right side of history. But the real reason they wouldn't join Hitler Youth was just because that was boring nerd shit. You know? They're like, oh, you guys like Hitler? That's cool. I like to fuck, but no. Enjoy your little club. I'm sure it'll look great on your college application. Also, on the other side of that, how pissed would you be if you did Hitler Youth all 4 years to high school to make your college app look good? And then your senior year, the war ends? You're just like, well, fuck, I guess I'm not going anywhere out of state. Probably gonna park it right here. I'm Jewish, by the way. That's why it's appropriate for me to think about Nazi Germany so much. You guys all Jewish? What's up? Few of you? Okay, cool. I was told it was going to be everyone, but that's fine. No, nobody reads my writer, and that's fine. That's not a big deal. Well, okay, this will be relatable to everyone. Do you guys all get asked if you're Jewish just walking around this crazy city we all share? Orthodox Jews will like post up on a corner and ask everyone walking by, like, excuse me, are you Jewish? Excuse me, are you Jewish? Because they're not trying to convert anyone or proselytize, right? They're just trying to find Jews and activate them. You know, they're just trying to like touch our little J-spot or whatever. Most religions do like convert, you know what I mean? Like evangelical Christians are like, our God is the one true God and we need to tell everybody. But Orthodox Jews are like, our God is the one true God and you're not really invited. So, sorry about that. We just don't need the price of these hats going up anymore. I usually ignore them, which I feel bad about. But they ask you when you're walking full speed somewhere. I swear, the faster you're walking, the more interested they are in you. So for me, they'll be like, excuse me, sir, are you Jewish? And I'm like, no, I'm not Jewish. I'm going to the post office, you know? I'm busy. But I think they have a new strategy, because the other day I was on the bus, 2 Orthodox Jews walked on and walked up to me at my seat and were like, excuse me, sir, are you Jewish? And I was like, yeah, I was just going to stare at my phone for half an hour, but I'll be Jewish instead. What's up? Which I knew it was up. He wanted to pray with me. Then they ask that, they want to wrap something around your arm that's called tefillin and say a prayer with you. And for some reason, I decided to do it that day, which surprised even me. Because I'm not religious, but I'm also not happy. So I was like, let's give prayer a shot. Let's try praying to God. How silly would I feel if praying to God worked for me and I had never tried it the whole time? You know what I mean? I wouldn't say I had a religious experience or a spiritual experience. I felt good connecting with that guy. I don't know. I kind of felt like a hot chick letting a weird nerd hit it one time. You know what I mean? I was like, oh man, he can't believe it. This is the best day of his life. Look at that big old smile. I hope he doesn't just think this is going to happen every time we see each other, but wow. I'm a great person. For me, a lot of growing up Jewish was being told from a young age that I was going to go to Israel someday and feel very at home and very connected, you know? And then I went on that trip and I just felt like I took an edible that never kicked in. I was standing there like, okay, yeah, those mountains are cool. People are like, but do you feel the blood of Abraham in your veins? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just okay. Why, did we go to a lot of trouble for it? I love it. I don't know. I had friends from that trip that had such a meaningful experience that they went and joined the Israeli army afterwards. And that shit blew my mind because I've just never been on a vacation that fun. You know? I've never been to Disneyland and afterwards been like, I will die for this place. I will sacrifice my life for Mickey and Minnie. You can scatter my ashes on the Matterhorn. When I do that one, I'm a tiny bit worried about offending a Zionist, but I'm so much more worried about upsetting a Disney person. That's not a group I want to mess with at all. Do you guys know about the thing where right-wing evangelical Christians are obsessed with Israel? Because they think that for the apocalypse to happen, all of the Jews have to go back to Israel, where we will turn into dust and then the Christians get raptured up to heaven. Yeah, that's true. That they think that, not that that's going to happen. I don't know. It's been a crazy year. I doubt it. I don't think it is. Especially because that theory kind of gives me some agency. Because it says that all of the Jews have to go back. So I could fuck the whole thing up. I should be like, oh no, I said no Thursdays. I filled out the Google sheet. I can't do Thursdays. It does bother me, that theory. It does bother me because it implies that the Christians, whatever they were doing at the time, they just get raptured right up to heaven, right? But I have to fucking book a flight and get to JFK. That sucks. I have to call an Uber at 6 a.m. and pray I don't get a chatty driver. Pray I don't get some guy who's like, airport, huh? Where are you headed? Like, oh, I'm going to Israel. It's like, oh, cool, family thing? Like, sort of. It's like me and all the Jewish people. We have to go turn into dust to fulfill the prophecy. It's not, I don't like it. It's not that chill. He's like, oh, I think I know someone who's going to that. Do you know Jacob Rosenstein? And then we talk for a second and I realize I do know that guy. Has that ever happened to you? Someone's like, do you know this other person of your demographic? And you're like, I happen to, but you got to cool it with that shit. It's not just always going to go like that every time. So just careful. I think the first time I questioned the notion that it was anti-Semitic to criticize Israel was when somebody told me that the rapper Lupe Fiasco hated Jews. You guys know Lupe Fiasco? Yes. I was at Hebrew school. Someone came up to me and was like, Lupe Fiasco hates Jews. And I was like, oh, I'm just trying to eat my snacks. What? Okay. And then they sent me some anti-defamation league article. And it turned out he just had some song lyric that was vaguely pro-Palestine, right? But that's the first time that the narrative started to unravel because I was like, no, I'm pretty sure Lupe Fiasco would like me. So what's going on here? Also, okay. That's a fun joke, and thank you for laughing at it. I researched it to make sure that I was right, because comedians are the modern day truth tellers. And I Googled Lupe Fiasco anti-Semitic lyric, and it turns out he does have an insanely anti-Semitic lyric. So, my bad. He has a song where he says dirty Jews. I'm not going to tell you which song. That's just a fun little scavenger hunt you get to go do on Spotify. But yeah, Lupe, come on. You can't. But I think the reason I was confused is because it was an Anti-Defamation League article, and do you guys all know the Anti-Defamation League? For those of you that don't, basically these are guys who they don't like defamation one bit, okay? They think that shit stinks. No, they're like an Israel lobbying group that like is just like calls stuff anti-Semitic all day, and then occasionally Lupe Fiasco will say dirty Jews, and they're like, let's go, like that's the best day at the ADL office. I don't know, they just like, they get the Jews a lot of apologies. They score us a lot of apologies. Never from anyone who's actually going to do us harm, though. Always from Lupe Fiasco. Every time. Every time it's from some rapper who said the wrong thing and now he has to film a vlog in his ping pong room. Just be like, listen, I was trying to say, like, I admire how shifty and conniving you guys are. Like, I think those are really good traits. I think that's cool. The Anti-Defamation League, they're whatever. You can call them and report anti-Semitism. That's not what their phone lines are for, but you can call anyone and say whatever you want. So that's what I do. I'm just in there all day like, hey there, I'm at the Cheesecake Factory in Jersey City. Men's room, second stall. There's a swastika on the door. Could be the Indian kind, but I doubt it. Give me a call back. Or you can turn yourself in. If you have like an impure anti-Semitic thought, you can like tell them, you know? Like that's what I'll call them, like, hey, I was walking through South Williamsburg and some Hasidic children left their scooters out in the middle of the sidewalk, and I said under my breath to myself, I said, little Jew boys need to clean up their scooters. That wasn't cool of me, so let me know what my punishment is. I don't know. There's a lot of talk right now about like anti-Semitism on college campuses. That's a conversation that's always happening. Even when I went to college 10 years ago, I went to UC Santa Cruz, and my parents' friends would be like, John, are you experiencing a lot of anti-Semitism at UC Santa Cruz? And I'd be like, no, I'm experiencing a lot of binge drinking. If anyone's being anti-Semitic to me, it's after 9 p.m. and I just don't remember. But sure. I don't know. And then I dropped out, and my parents' friends would be like, John, did you experience a lot of anti-Semitism at UC Santa Cruz? And I'd be like, dude, so much? It was out of control. I kept getting my yarmulke snatched off my head. I finally had to fail all my classes and sign up for DoorDash. It was the only way. That's what I did. I got on DoorDash after I dropped out. People do not care about your feelings at all when you're on DoorDash. I remember I delivered a guy a bag of ice once, just frozen water in a bag, and he immediately just threw it at the ground as hard as he could. And I understand that you have to do that with ice sometimes, but it still hurt my feelings. You couldn't wait for me to drive away, for it to melt? Jesus. When I first went to sign up for DoorDash out of college, I went to the orientation, and they were like, hey, we looked at your driving record, and we don't think you have what it takes to bring someone a container of pad thai without spilling it all over your dumb lap. But do you want to get on a bike for us? And I was like, I'm not good on a bike either. There's just no public record of that. Nobody writes it down when I press the wrong brake and flip over the handlebars. That's just between me, my chiropractor, and God. But sure, I'll do it. I need a job. I'll take it. And do you guys remember when Lance Armstrong was using steroids for his fancy little bicycle job? Right? It was kind of like that. I was using my 2004 Honda Accord for mine. I was just driving. I immediately was like, fuck it, I'm not going to get on a bike. I was just going to drive. They won't catch me. I don't know why I thought I could take on this $1 billion corporation. It was so easy for them to just be like, hey, we saw you going 40 miles an hour. We also saw your calves when you came in for orientation. You do not have 40 mile an hour on a bicycle calves, sir. So they let me go. They fired me. Or not even, they deactivated me. Fired implies like I talked to a human. I just got deactivated. I just logged on one day and it was just like, error, no job, error. And it wasn't that bad because there were so many other apps just like that one that I could go sign up. Like, You get fired by DoorDash, you go sign up for Postmates. You get fired by Postmates, you go sign up for like Ouchie, where you bring someone a Band-Aid and put it on their boo-boo and give them a bunch of soft little kisses. Or you get fired by them, you go sign up for Super, where it's spelled like soup the food, and it's like SOUPR, get it? And you don't even get a car, you just have to run with hot soup. Not even in a to-go container, but just in like a white ceramic bowl that's full to the brim, and you're just hauling ass through town yelling, hot soup! Hey, I got hot soup coming through, watch out! And then people think you're selling soup. You have to explain to them, like, I'm not selling it, I'm just warning you about how hot it is. Now I'm on TaskRabbit. Are you guys familiar with TaskRabbit? It pays pretty well for a job that's basically called Chore Weasel. I'll take it. Have you guys used TaskRabbit before? Yeah, what have you guys used it for?
Installing my air conditioning?
Installing your AC? Okay, cool. I don't do anything like that at all. Skilled labor? No, I don't do any of that. I just tried, like, the big thing on TaskRabbit is shit like that and, like, putting people's furniture together. But I tried the furniture thing. I decided early on that if I'm going to charge someone money for me to go over to their house and take my shirt off and scream, I just want that to be the arrangement, you know? I just want everyone to be clear on what they're getting. So I mostly just, like, I don't know, I, like, pack up apartments for rich people, which means I've touched about 200 copies of the book Becoming by Michelle Obama. I've never read it, and I never will, but boy, have I touched it. And that was just for one lady last week. That's the crazy part. Put him in a huge box for her. I was like, it's really heavy. She was like, that's because it's full of wisdom. Good point. Yeah, man, it's a lot of unskilled labor from me, which I'm not saying that to put myself down. I'm like a diva about it. I'm like, no skilled labor for me. I'm good. It's a lot of stuff involving cardboard boxes, a lot of like building them up, breaking them down, filling them up. I'm really good at breaking them down. And you guys might be like, John, how can you be good at breaking down cardboard boxes? Because I'm fast as fuck and I look sexy while I'm doing it. How about that? That's true. Listen, I'm not like the biggest ladies' man in the world, but the times I've had casual sex in my life is because she saw me breaking down some boxes. She's like, I need some of that. He's using his hips. I'm telling you, unskilled labor, so much of it. It would also, it's like, that's like a controversial term. Like people on the left politically, and I'm on the left politically, but people like to say like, oh, there's no such thing as unskilled labor. And what they mean by that is that all labor should be fairly compensated, which I agree with. But there's no such thing as unskilled labor? I wait in line for people sometimes. So what's that then, you know? Waiting in line? That does not take any skills. It takes patience, but patience is not a skill. It's a virtue. My one qualification when I'm waiting in line for someone is just that I have nowhere to be. That's my one, yeah. What else? I've done some babysitting, which I don't want to call childcare unskilled labor, but it was the way I was doing it. Nothing terrible. I'm just about as smart as the boys, which that's who hires you when you're a male babysitter. It's families with little boys who kind of hate women. They have to, otherwise they would hire a woman. They have to have a little boy who's like, I want a manly man to take care of me. And the parents are like, okay, I don't think you really understand the market. It's a babysitting position, so it's not going to be that, but we found this guy. I show up. Have you guys, little boys, they love just like guns and cops and kind of just the state's capacity to use force they really go for. They love that. I want to be Mr. Leftist and say that prisons and policing are unnatural. But you give a 4-year-old boy a Lego set, he's building a prison that would work in real life. So I don't know what to make of that. He's thought of all of the exits, all of the escapes. This kid I was babysitting shot me with a fake gun once, and I responded, I don't like that. Which I know is like a pretty beta thing to say to a child. I get that. But his response was great, because he just goes, but I like it. Great rebuttal. Also, great summary of the gun debate, you know? So one side is like, I don't really like it when you shoot at me. The other side is like, oh, okay, but I fucking love shooting at you. It's kind of my favorite thing. How do we meet in the middle here? I would say I'm pretty anti-gun, you know, but like not even politically, just in the same way I'm anti-snake. Like, bah, you know? Get that shit away from me. Unless one of my close friends had one, and then I'd be like, let's take that thing to the park. I'm trying to party. Let's make some friends today. I'm feeling good. I have intrusive thoughts sometimes. I think most people do. I think the framing around intrusive thoughts gets it wrong. People talk about them as if they won or they didn't win, but I think it's more like a union negotiation. Because the intrusive thoughts aren't going to get everything they want, but they're going to get some stuff. There will be concessions. You know? Like, I'll walk onto the subway platform in the morning with a coffee, and the intrusive thoughts are like, okay, throw it in the conductor's face when he sticks his head out the window. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'd go to jail. You're out of your mind? What are you talking about? And they have to, like, reconvene and figure out. They're like, okay, what are we going to ask for? And then they come back to the table, and they're like, okay, what if you just take a sip of coffee and then open your mouth and let it spill out onto your shirt? And I'm like, okay, yeah, we can do it. We can do that. I just think it's more fun to think of your intrusive thoughts that way, like they're on a picket line. What do we want? For you to kiss the dental hygienist. When do we want it? Well, his face is right next to yours. It's mostly involving the train. It's mostly involving the moment the conductor sticks their head out the window and does that little thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? First of all, it took me way too long to realize that wasn't them being like, hey, thanks for riding the train today. But yeah, that moment, I'm always just like, what would happen? Not really the coffee thing. I'm more like, what would happen if I like booped him on the nose, you know? If I did a little, hey, what's that? Boop, you know? Like, would I get away with it, or would they stop the trains and everyone's late for work, you know? Would I run free, or would a voice come over the speaker that's like, oh, sure, sorry, there's a boop on the nose at 63rd Street, so stay tuned. I don't know. I have a lot of intrusive thought. You guys have been listening to them. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Here's another one. Do you guys think the reason leopard print is considered sexy is because deep down we all wish we could fuck a leopard a little bit? Oh, no? Okay, we'll dig a little deeper then, maybe. Because I'm talking real deep down. I'm saying there's a tiny little voice that's like, well, yes, of course I would love to fuck a leopard, but they are too fast and too strong, and they can't give verbal consent, and even if they could, what would we even talk about? Like, have you ever been in love with someone that you're friends with, and you don't want to ruin the friend group dynamic, so you don't admit it to them or even yourself? That's humans with leopards, okay? It's never gonna happen. We gotta give it up. Is that true, or do I just not understand sex? It could be either one of those things. I don't know. Maybe I just don't. Well, it's not that I'm not good at sex, because like I am. But there's just little things that go over my head. Like, I don't know. I was with a lady one time, and she wanted to take a submissive role in the bedroom, but she did it by asking a confusing question. We were having sex, and she said, "Is that your pussy?" And like, she wanted to put the emphasis on the word "your," you know. But in the moment, I'd smoked weed earlier, and I got confused. So in the moment, I was just like, "No, that's my dick." But great guess. I feel like one more guess, you would have gotten it for sure. So. Never give up on your dreams. You're crushing it. I was rollerblading the other day. You don't know. I could have been. And I was. I was heading to none of your business, but I almost got ran over by a lady in a van. She came quite close to hitting me and then saw me and swerved out of the way. And then I saw her, and it was this white lady with dreads. And then I was extra relieved to not be injured. Just because I feel like white lady with dreads is someone who's going to visit you in the hospital and make it about her. You know? Like, she's bringing crystals. She's bringing a smoothie that smells bad. She's bringing a book her friend wrote that has typos. She's going to ask you if she can say a prayer, and you're going to be like, sure, and then she's going to start singing kind of loud. And you're going to be like, oh, I thought you meant in your head or later, but that's fine. I'm not going to tell someone not to pray, you know, that seems rude. I don't know. I have complicated feelings about God myself. I don't think God is an old man in the sky, right? I think he's a young man. I think he's like 22. Have you ever had a 22-year-old landlord? That's what I think God is like. Just in heaven getting our prayers about like homelessness and climate change and war. And he's like, fuck, okay, I'm going to look into that for sure. Let me know if you guys want to take care of it and I can like reimburse you or however you want to do it. Shoot me a text if it gets really bad. It gets bad. Too bad. Do you guys ever have someone visit you in a big city and they're horrified by something on the street that you did not notice? I had this once in San Francisco. I had a friend visiting me and we were walking downtown and he saw a guy hitting a crack pipe and he got so uncomfortable. He's like, could we just go a different way around the block? Like, I don't know, I just don't feel safe right now. I was like, what do you mean you don't feel safe? All you have to do right now is just don't touch his crack. That's your one job, is just don't try to pry the crack out of his ear. If anything, now's our chance. He seems pretty focused. I think we should go for it. It also pissed me off, because guess what I've done with this friend? Crack. So much crack. No. But you know, a little bit of cocaine classic, you know, together. So he's a hypocrite because he thinks that him snorting cocaine is cool and classy, and a homeless person smoking crack is below that somehow. But it's like, yeah, dude, homeless people can't do powder cocaine because they don't have keys. So what do you want for? They don't have a credit card. Use your brain. I take a lot of public transit. I mostly take the train to get around, and when I don't have money, I do hop the turnstile. Do you guys think that's stealing, to hop the turnstile? Thank you. I don't think so either. I think it's jumping. I think it's weird if you see someone go like this, and you're like, hey, give that back. That is not yours. Return that at once. I hopped the turnstile the other day, and this guy came up to me, and he was like, why do you think you should just get to ride the train without contributing anything? And I was like, without contributing anything, I just did a cool trick for everyone. Excuse you. And he was like, well, I don't think you're setting a very good example for my son here. He pointed at his kid. I was like, obviously your son shouldn't follow my example. He should go under. He's small. You know, why would he go over? Doesn't make sense. I think I maybe saved someone's life on the subway the other day. I walked onto the platform in the morning and I saw a guy fall onto the tracks. And the dude who was closest to him when it happened, like, took charge of the situation. He, like, ran over to the edge and, like, put his arm down and then realized he needed help. And he called over to me. He was like, come on, these fall. Like, let's go. Come on, we have to help him. And I was like, look, man, I'm going to help you get that guy off the tracks, but we can both see the screen that says 12 minutes. So your urgency is just a little performative, isn't it? We got time. We could stretch and get a coffee, you know what I mean? He's fine. And then once we rescued him, that's when the station agent came out to, like, check on him, as if there was anything he could do for him at that point. Like, hey, do you want me to call 911? I don't know if maybe you'd like to see a fire truck today, but we could for sure make that happen. If you want to look at a fire truck, big red guy. To be clear, I don't think hopping the turnstile is stealing, but I do think stealing is stealing, and I also do that. Not from any of you good people, unless you own a Target, and then big time from you. Thank you for all of the home goods. You guys get up to a little bit of the old self-checkout tango? Yeah, a little bit of boop. Why would they have made it a noise that the human voice box can reproduce? If they didn't want you to steal stuff. If they really cared that much, when you scanned something, it'd be like, shawty's like a melody or something, but they went with boop, and then I can do that, so. I think maybe it's gotten bad, my habit, because it's gotten to the point where I get mad at myself if I forget to steal something at self-checkout. I'll be leaving Target, I'll be like, damn it, what are you thinking? You can't just afford to pay for everything you buy? Listen, I'm not just like a thief, okay? There's more to me than that. I'm a complex person. I'm in a relationship. I'm in a long-distance relationship. My girlfriend is a very sentimental person, more so than me. Like, when we see each other after a long time apart, sometimes we'll be cuddling on the couch together, and she'll say something like, you know, I wish I could just pause time right now. And I'm always like, oh, I do too, but only so that we could go ransack a Target. Oh yeah, I'm back on the stealing. I'm sorry, but pause time? We are granted the ability to pause time in this scenario? Baby, I would hold you for like an hour, but after that, we probably got to go to the big Target, right? I mean, we're not getting anything crazy. We're just getting, like, iPhone chargers and deodorant. You know what I mean? Just essentials. Where's that duffel bag? And she's looking at me like, baby, what? And I'm like, you're so right. They have duffel bags there. What am I thinking? I don't think stealing is great. I think that stealing from corporations is fine. I think stealing from people is wrong. I think stealing from rich people, that's a gray area. You probably shouldn't just because there's not a way to do it without freaking them out too bad. And it's not nice to scare people. I do believe that. Do you guys remember when Kim Kardashian was robbed by jewel thieves? This happened like 10 years ago. She was at her penthouse in Paris. These dudes broke in, tied her and her security guards up to chairs, made off with like $1 million worth of diamonds and shit. That story just made me realize that, like, I do believe that rich people are human beings who deserve empathy. I just also know that I can't be the one to provide that empathy. Because, like, whether you're rich or poor, having someone enter your home and restrain you is the scariest thing I can think of. But it's just that the same way your rich friend can't empathize with you about your service job because they've never had to deal with customers and never will, I remember being like, oh yeah, I'm never going to have to deal with jewel thieves, you know? They sound quite rude, these jewel thieves. Don't think I'll be coming across them. Honestly, when I first started thinking about that story, I was most fascinated by Kim and the jewel thieves. The more I thought about it, though, the more I was fascinated by the security guards. Because what happened there? Can you imagine being that guy just tied up next to Kim, like... I know I'm fired, but you gotta admit this is pretty crazy. I mean, what? What was he doing when he was supposed to be guarding the jewels? If he was anything like the security guards at the grocery store I used to work at, he was watching Brian and Stewie Most Savage Moments on his cell phone. That's what I assume he was getting up to. Probably, right? I mean, what else? I don't know, man. I think about, like, income inequality and shit a lot. I was a big supporter of Bernie Sanders both times he ran for president. Is anyone else in here a dumb teenager? Yeah? Why did we think that was gonna work? This old Jewish man trying to take money away from the richest people in the world, and we were like, let's give it a can-do attitude. What? I really believed in it. I don't know why. I thought we were finally gonna have a president who's gonna take on Wall Street. Because when's the last time we had that? Probably not since George W. Bush did 9/11. And that was so long ago. No, I don't actually believe that he should have done that. I think he found a much healthier outlet with the painting. I think that was good. I guess it's just like with Bernie, it felt like there's an outlet for all the like class anger. Same thing with Occupy, and with both movements, it just went away. And now it feels like all we have left is like ripping a major fart when you're walking through first class on an airplane. And even then, your money's still going to the top because I'm going to have to spend $10 to $15 at that airport McDonald's if I want to do my best work. So there's no. Meet a lot of people in like New York and in the Bay Area who work in finance, which I don't even know what people who work in finance do. I know that they work with money and I know that they have a lot of money, so I feel like it might work the same way as when I used to work at a pizza place and I would go home with a lot of pizza. You know? At the end of the day, they're just like, yo, boss, there's like $16,000 sitting here. Is it cool if I wrap it up in some tinfoil, take it on home? My roommates might want some. I think of all of my friends that have made a lot of money, the richest one wasn't even working in like finance. She was a sex worker. Specifically the kind that has sex in exchange for money. Which, no, I do have to specify that because it's 2025. It could mean that she like films herself sitting on big bags of hot Cheetos until they pop. But she wasn't like an artisanal sex worker. She was more like a union longshoreman. Just clocking in, doing important work. She was making so much that I was like, yo, are they hiring at the firm? Like, how can I make that be my job? Which is crazy because I'm a straight guy. I know I knew a lot about that Kim story, but I am a straight guy. And to do that job, you basically have to sell your holes. There's kind of no way around it, right? I mean, theoretically, one could sell dick, but it's so abundant. If you're a good enough salesman to sell dick, you should just sell insurance, you know? Just sell like solar panels door to door, have a normal life. But no, yeah, I can't. I've tried. I've like taken it up there one time in college. It was so intense, I swear I went blind for a second. Or maybe I just closed my eyes and I'm being melodramatic about it now, but either way, I can't have anyone in my holes for work. For my job, I couldn't even be an Uber driver because I don't want anyone in my car. So my holes are out of the question. I'd be no fun at all. I'd be like, hey, keep it down back there. I'm trying to focus, you know? Not good. I think the closest thing to sex work I could do is I used to have a friend who she would sell her used panties to random dudes on the internet. And I think I could do that. That one seems like it's mostly just like running to the post office. You know what I mean? It's like pretty TaskRabbit adjacent, just like FedEx runs, finding parking downtown. It's a pain in the ass, you know? Nobody likes the post office. Do you think the dudes who are buying panties from young women on the internet, do you think part of what they're getting off to is the idea of her frustrated at the post office? You know, he's just like, yeah, you just waited in that line for half an hour. Now they're telling you you can't ship with that envelope. Yeah. And you're like, why do you even sell this envelope if I can't ship with it, you know? He's like really jacking off to that hard. I was back on the dating apps recently for a second. They're bad. I don't know why there needs to be more than 2 of them. There should just be Tinder for sex and Hinge for relationships. Why is there also like Field for people who want to fuck but want it to be an act of political revolution when they do so? Also, I did that joke one time and this lady came up to me afterwards and she was like, well, you said there should only be 2 dating apps. What about gay men? What would they do without Grindr? And I was like, okay, you're right. I was being heteronormative when I came up with that. As far as what gay men would do without Grindr, I think they'd figure it out pretty quick. Don't really think there'd be a lot of downtime at all. If it went down in the morning, there'd be some sort of bulletin board up by the afternoon. I mean, talk about a resourceful bunch. But yeah, no, Field is the one for like kink people, which, you know, BDSM culture. I don't want to talk shit. I don't want to kink shame. I don't want to start a fight with the community that has all of the whips. That wouldn't be smart. I just feel like kink people can be a little frustrating sometimes, you know? Because they can never just come, these kink people. Can never just come. There's got to be a special reason they're coming. They're like method actors. They're like, well, why am I coming? What's the motivation here? What's driving me? Oh, I'm just supposed to come because you're sucking my dick? Hasn't that story been told 1,000 times? Is that still interesting to people? I think my problem with the kink stuff is it gets like over-intellectualized a lot. You'll see it from like straight women that are more on the submissive side is they'll say like, you know, in my day-to-day life, I'm so in control. I have this high-powered job. I'm always being asked to make decisions. So in my sex life, I like to let someone else take control. And that's like a compelling narrative that makes you think like, oh, that person has a rich inner life. The thing is, you don't really hear the flip side a lot. Vocalized from the dude's perspective. You know what I mean? The yin to that yang. You're not seeing a lot of dudes on their profile being like, yeah, you know, in my day-to-day life, I'm kind of like a huge fucking loser. Not being called upon to make a lot of decisions. I don't have what you might call a job. So in my sex life, I find it really refreshing to take control of another person's body for a while. You'd be like, no, you can't be in society anymore. Goodbye. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. No, I think the real reason I couldn't be a sex worker is because I'd be too combative. You guys have spent the last hour or so with me. You've gotten a little sense I like of how I need to like get the last word. Here's the scenario I'm worried about is I'd be in bed with some client and he'd be trying to have his little dirty talk and he'd be like, you're a little whore. And I'd immediately just be like, okay, well, you're a fucking loser who's paying for sex. Are we going to play that game right now? Is that what we're doing? Because I thought we were just going to fuck. But if you want, we can say things that are true instead. Shall we have a saying things that are true contest? You're balding and I'm in debt. Is this fun? Are we having fun? Well, you know what? Showroom on Shoals, I had fun, and that has been my set. My name is Jon Alcabes. Thank you guys so much.